All right, let's dive right in. We're about to follow an ancient quest. But this isn't about finding gold or glory. Nope. This is a search for the ultimate truth. And it's a story that's going to show us how a really, really deep commitment can literally bend reality.
So let me just ask you this, right up front. How far would you go to find the truth? I mean, really? Would you travel across cities, track down total strangers, and, really open your mind up to things that sound, well, impossible?
Well, that's pretty much the exact journey our hero, a young guy named Sudhana, finds himself on. He's not just trying to learn a few facts. He's on a full-blown pilgrimage to figure out the path to enlightenment itself. So his whole journey is basically a series of meetings with these incredible teachers. And today we're zooming in on one of the most amazing of them all, as he's on the hunt for his next mentor. So, based on a tip from his last teacher, Sudhana makes his way to the city of Anjou. He's looking for someone specific, a young maiden named Akala. He starts asking around, and sure enough, the locals point him toward her family's house. Okay, and this is where the story gets really interesting. He's probably expecting, a regular house, but what he finds is something else. The entire building is just glowing. It's radiating this brilliant golden light, and it's so pure that just getting close to it makes him feel this incredible sense of peace and calm. And this is a perfect preview of the kind of power he's about to witness. The second this light hits him, and remember, this guy is already a serious spiritual seeker, he instantly achieves 500 different states of deep meditation. 500. Just like that, just from the light coming from her house. So when he finally meets Achala in person, he's just completely floored. I mean, before he even gets to his question, he just starts praising her. He can totally see her immense spiritual power. He tells her that her dedication and patience are like a light that shines on the whole world. He knows right then and there that he's in the presence of someone truly special. So, once he's paid his respects, he finally asks the big question, the one that's driving this entire pilgrimage. He asks, how does a bodhisattva, someone who's all about achieving enlightenment to help everyone else, how do they actually learn and practice to get there? And Achala's response, well, she doesn't just give him some dry academic answer. She tells him a story, her story. And it's a story that started a long, long, long time ago. She tells him that way, way back, in another lifetime, she was a princess. And one night, when everybody else was asleep, she was just looking up at the stars. And a Buddha appeared in the sky, surrounded by all these celestial beings. And this Buddha, seeing the incredible potential inside her, spoke right to her. And the very first thing the Buddha told her was the seed for everything that came after. He said, you need to develop an unbreakable heart, a heart that can end all suffering. So we're not talking about some flimsy wish here. We're talking about a commitment as tough and unbreakable as a diamond. And it wasn't just that one instruction. The Buddha basically gave her a roadmap, a set of 10 powerful vows she needed to make. Things like developing a fearless heart so she could dive into the deepest teachings without hesitation, a patient heart to help even the toughest people, and an insatiable heart, one that would never, ever get tired of searching for wisdom. But what does that actually look like to live by vows like that? Not for a day or a year, but for a period of time that's, well, it's almost impossible for us to even imagine. Well, Achala tells him exactly what it looked like. For a time frame so vast, it's compared to the number of dust particles on Earth. She kept these vows perfectly. I mean, not one single lustful thought, not a flicker of anger, ever. She never got attached to her body or her stuff, thinking, this is me, this is mine. She stayed completely clear-headed, even through dying and being reborn. And get this, she never forgot a single word of any teaching she ever heard. So, after laying out this incredible backstory, Akala decides that, telling isn't as good as showing. She's going to show Sudhana the results of all this practice. She's going to make her wisdom visible. She just looks at him and asks a simple question, but it's loaded with cosmic power. Do you want to see? And of course, Sudhana's all in. So Achala sits down on her lion throne. She closes her eyes and just slips into one of the deep meditative states she's been perfecting for eons. It looks so simple, but what happens next, it changes everything. And in that one moment, Sudhana sees it all. It's this unbelievable cosmic vision.
the entire universe starts to tremble. All the different worlds become totally pure, like they're made of sapphire. And in every single one of these purified worlds, countless Buddhas appear, all teaching. And from every single Buddha, this net of pure light spreads out, covering the whole of reality.
And then, just like that, it's over. Achala comes out of her meditation. She looks over at Sudhana, who is just reeling from what he saw, and she asks him, "Did you see?" And all he can manage to say is, "Yes, I saw everything."
But here's the crucial part. She explains that this incredible power, it's not for showing off. This is the engine that drives a bodhisattva's work. And to help him understand what that work is, she uses some really beautiful metaphors. She says a bodhisattva is like a master fisherman. But instead of fish, they use that net of wisdom to pull people out of the messy, chaotic ocean of suffering. And at the same time, they're like the sun. Their warmth and light dry up all the mud of greed and attachment so that the flowers of wisdom can finally grow. Okay, so after a teaching and a demonstration like that, you'd think Sudhana's quest is pretty much done, right? But that's where the most important lesson of all comes in. After sharing everything she knows, Achala doesn't say, "Congratulations, you've found the final answer." No, she does what all the best teachers do. She points him to the next step. She tells him to keep going, to head south and find his next teacher, an ascetic named Universal Practitioner.
And that really is the heart of it, isn't it? The search for wisdom isn't about finding some final, ultimate destination. It's about the journey itself, always moving from one teacher to the next, one insight to the next. Which kind of brings the whole question right back to us, doesn't it? In your own search for knowledge, who's going to be your next teacher?